All right, one other thing from Jim Norton before we move on here. You just came in with the Village DVD, and you're just completely outraged.
He was livid when he came in. He's holding it up. He was speechless. He just holds it up so we can look at it, and he's just like, this.
You notice what time he came here, too?
Yeah.
5:20. We're like, what's wrong? You have a fever or something?
Been up all night.
But he walks in with the DVD just in his hand. It's not even in his bag or whatever. Well, he doesn't have any of that stuff. He just throws a coat on and comes in here. Why? Never mind. But he's holding the DVD, and he's just ranting and raving about it.
Yeah.
I bought
in
this
a bad way.
In Chicago, and I'm tempted to get on a plane and go get a refund. This
that bad
piece of crap could be the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. I actually at one point thought that this M. Night Shyamalan, whatever stupid
Shamalama Ding Dong,
exactly, is awful. I thought this might be a comedy. I'm like, this can't be serious. The acting was atrocious. Atrocious. The story was atrocious. The Village. I would have liked this more if it was about Greenwich Village, and instead of red cloaks, they all wear chaps and drank out of each other's mules. Everything you've done.
Freshly bleached hair.
Yeah, starring Martini Steve.
Bunch of cozy creatures in the woods in the village. They're not monsters, they're bears. They just hug you if you cross the magic line.
Beware the sweet face.
It was not a horror film.
I thought the acting was good.
The acting was atrocious.
Now, looking at the commercials for it, it was presented like some type of horror film in the same vein as what was the other movie you put out?
Sixth Sense,
which was great.
No, Signs,
and
You
Signs.
put out Signs, so I was thinking it was going to be like that. I have not seen this movie.
Oh,
but don't worry, you could ruin it for me. I don't care.
I won't ruin it for you, but I'll tell you who will. Joaquin Phoenix, whose next film should be called Breakdancing in Front of the Viper. Awful.
You didn't like his acting when
it stunk.
When the retarded character in the film,
Adrian Brody,
stabbed him.
That was the only. No, I actually liked when he got stabbed. I didn't like the fact that he did live. The only part of the movie I liked is when Adrian Brody's face got slapped, because a retard being slapped is always amusing. Always amusing. Sigourney Weaver stunk.
Now you're saying the acting's horrible.
William Hurt.
But William Hurt's a great actor.
He was awful.
Sigourney Weaver is a very good actress.
Sure.
She is, yeah, I suppose so. She's gonna...
Star-studded cast, I might add.
It was amazing how...
Didn't Brody win an Oscar?
He certainly did for the
penis.
The piano.
The pianist.
The pianist? Was the pianist?
Yeah, the pianist.
Who else? Who's the chick? Her last name is Howard? Something Howard?
Yeah.
Stop ripping me off, Robin.
Brianna.
She was atrocious.
Whatever, yeah.
Really? So the acting horrific.
I thought it was as a goof. There's a clip here where this one woman is like thinking of proposing marriage to Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
And I thought like this was like meant to be a comedy. I'm like, this has to be ironic. She can't really be acting. So she gets up all the courage and she walks up to him. It's supposed to be like this 1800s setting.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's sharpening a sword. And if you got the first clip, this is what she said. This is her like telling him that she loves him.
Good afternoon, Lucius. I wanted to tell you something. I love you, Lucius. I love you like the day is long. I love you more than the sun and the moon together. And if you feel the same way, then we should not hide it any longer. It's a gift, love is. We should be thankful. We should bellow it out with all the breath in our lungs. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
That's the next scene after he like doesn't react. That's her crying. I just wanted that in there because that's how I felt watching this film. Do you realize that?
Wow, that acting is really bad.
It's like listening to Blair's cousin Jerry do Shakespeare. It's horrible.
That's Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh,
dude,
Ron's daughter.
That is Ron's daughter. I'm like, it has to be his daughter for her to get acting work. She is atrocious.
Well, the reviewers, I remember at the time, thought she did a fantastic job with this movie.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I'm, just saying.
Now,
Just
it's not a horror movie by any stretch of the imagination?
Well, they definitely marketed it as a horror
Yes, they did.
flick. And when I saw it, when the credits, started rolling, everyone's got really pissed off. People started throwing some of their refreshments going, that's
Really?
it? That's it?
One of
That's
those
it?
movies
This
that
is-
ends and you're like, oh
is
no, don't
BS.
you dare roll the credits.
Yeah, this is BS. That's it?
I also had Steve. Joaquin Phoenix has this thing he does. He's on the same success path as Jim Belushi, or name someone else who had a more gifted brother, kicked the bucket at a young age. And he does this thing where he whispers because he really is not a good actor. So to get emotion, he whispers, and that's his way of being passionate. Is he whispers, and it's enragingly bad. Because I don't know why actors somehow think that makes you seem passionate. It doesn't.
Really?
It makes you seem hoarse. It's awful. So I have a thing of him and Bryce. I think
Okay.
this is Bryce or the other dingbat.
This
right?
is Joaquin's monologue, I believe.
I love this Jimmy's review.
It's just him and her talking, and she says something, and he's passionate.
When we are married, will you dance with me? I find dancing very agreeable. Why can you not say what is in your head?
Why can you not stop saying what is in yours? Why must you lead when I want to lead? If I want to dance, I will ask you to dance. If I want to speak, I will open my mouth and speak. Everyone is forever begging me to speak further. I would really love to know why he goes like that. I would like to know why he always asks
He does do that in a lot of roles.
Here's
Now that-
why. He stinks. Oh, Joaquin. Anybody with a silent J in the beginning of their name
Joaquin.
is gonna stink.
Yeah.
That wasn't his thing, though.
Opie, how do you find your coffee? Is it good? It's very good. How many splendors do you put in it? One. I can't believe it. One. And M. Night he really should be gutted for writing this dialogue. She says to him, on our wedding night, will you dance with me? I find dancing to be agreeable. How do you go through a read-through with a bunch of actors and she says that and somebody doesn't throw hot coffee at her? How does that happen? I swear to God.
Because they're all agreeable in Hollywood.
I was teetering thinking that this might be some kind of an ironic parody of horrible acting. It
Really?
was atrocious. William Hurt is a good actor, and he stinks in it. Nobody was good. I didn't get any Sigourney stuff. I believe me, I
No.
can go back through it and have some later this week. She also was atrocious.
Now, what is it about the story that is so bad?
Well, what's happening in the film, and I won't give it away, is that it's a
I
village.
kind of like the idea.
Yeah.
That's
What?
We Part Company.
I have no idea what it's about.
It's people it's like
It's
an
a-
1800s setting,
Right.
and they live in this little village, and they're walled off from the forest. They don't go into the forest, and the creatures, who apparently are acting coaches, don't come into their village. The creatures stay in the forest, and red is the bad color. Don't go into the forest. Don't go into the forest. Don't go into the forest or anywhere near the Golden Globes. So they stay in the village.
And of course, you're going to have that overachiever that has to go in the forest.
Of course.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the bad part of the
So
movie.
far, nothing bad.
Yeah, but you
As
know
somebody
but,
that knows nothing about this.
But that's what I hate about Hollywood. You could, you watch these movies like, oh, let me guess, there's gonna be an overachiever that has to push the limits of the
right.
village and has to go see what's out there.
Well, because this is such an original concept, there is a council of elders, which was just such a conceptually brilliant thing for a film. And at one point, I don't want to give anything away, Joaquin Phoenix is stabbed by retard Adrian Brody, stabs him when he finds out that Joaquin is going to, I hope I didn't spoil it for anyone, is going to marry the girl that he likes, who's blind, by the way. Not the one who said, I love you, we should shout it. Not that one,
No.
but the one who said, I would like to dance. Dancing is agreeable. I guess because you'll never drive, whore, because you're blind. She's the one who,
it's the 1800s.
yeah, that was a good point.
Well, But it's not the 1800s, Anthony.
Whoops!
Oh, no! Oh, Jesus!
Oh, no.
You wrecked it!
Oh.
Wow, all right. Now that's kind of a cool twist.
Wait, it's not a cool twist.
No?
It stinks.
It's not?
There's one part where after the girl wants to go into the towns for the medicine.
I gotta recover from this.
Yeah.
That is a complete ruin of the movie.
They have to go into the town
Wow.
to get medicine for Joaquin, or he's going to die.
Phoenix is going to die.
Because, see, they're living like it's the 1800s.
Of course.
But his injury is such that there's medicine that they have to get from the town.
The town.
Yeah.
So she's preparing to go into the woods. The blind girl is going to walk through the woods to the
Because she's
town.
the best choice.
Are you kidding me?
And William Hurt gives a speech to the other elders because they're like, look, you're risking what we built here, this private thing, by sending her into the town where she may, run into Sanford Meisner. So this is exactly what's going on. And William Hurt, I took some of his monologue to the other elders.
The elders.
And this is his bit of overacting atrocity.
Right?
Who do you think will continue this place, this life? Do you plan to live forever? It is in them that our future lies. It is in Ivy and Lucius that this way of life will continue. Yes, I have risked. I hope I am always able to risk everything for the just and right cause.
Ooh, yeah.
That makes my skin crawl. And again, I can't blow the ending, but the fact is that the whole movie, you think it's the 1800s, and then she crosses a fence and sees a park ranger, and you do realize that they're living in modern times. And by the way, there are no creatures. They're just red suits that the elders keep. There's no creatures.
No creatures.
The elders have these red creature suits.
And every once in a while they throw them on just to scare.
And go into the woods and come out of the
Well,
woods?
sometimes they come into the actual village.
Oh, yeah.
Scare them a little bit just to keep them under control.
The elders are
Hence religion and fear in society, everybody.
Yes.
Hence religion and fear in society.
He had a message. It certainly wasn't good film writing.
Hey, do the elders know about what times they're living in?
Oh, yeah, they were. Here's
the
the
elders
thing.
know.
The elders were all crime victims in real life, so they decided to build this peaceful crime-free
Perfect
place.
society.
Perfect society.
But what we learn is even a perfect society has a problem, and in this
Right.
case, it was the retard.
The
guy.
writing and the directing, yeah. So I hope any of you that went out to buy this DVD, I hope I ruined it for you. There's no creatures. There might be two scary moments. The most horrifying part is when the credits roll and you realize you got suckered in to buying this piece of garbage. It is horrendous. Everything he's done since The Sixth Sense has gotten progressively worse.
But he's making a
Everything.
statement about religion and how religion controls a society and how fear controls a society.
Yes,
from free thinking.
Here's the statement about religion he's making. You can strap this film to your waist and run onto a bus in Tel Aviv. It is horrendous. The village stunk.
Now, if you ask me, not having seen the movie, but now having been told the plot and everything, it sounds like a Twilight Zone. Sounds like it could be a Twilight Zone episode.
But terribly done, and the writing was so weak, and the story was so weak. Had they thrown that twist at the end, and it was well acted and well done and scary, it might have been
because it sounds. Look, on the outside, having seen the movie,
I
it sounds like a good idea.
It was a good idea.
It actually sounds like a good idea for a movie.
Right.
Atrocious. I was livid when I was. Do you understand? I wanted to go to bed last night. I took cough medicine that makes me sleepy. Instead, I said, let me whack my bag one time and then watch this, and I couldn't sleep. I was so aggravated.
Wow.
And I think the final, one of the final lines of the movie was, "My darling, my blood."
No.
I don't know what that is either.
And then. No?
No. Wrong film.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. That's the end of another film.
I really hope that somebody out there was planning on buying this DVD and it's ruined for
Really
you.
fast, because a couple people want to defend the movie.
Oh, yeah?
Jimmy. Eric from Nebraska. Eric?
Of course.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
What's up, Nebraska?
Well, I've been listening to your show since October. Love the show, but...
I hate the show myself, but thank you.
I tell you, Jimmy, maybe you should go out and get a hooker because you shouldn't be in a very pissed-off mood this morning. The Village is an awesome movie.
Hey, listen, first of all, you live in Nebraska. You just like it because with the 1800s, that looked like futuristic and modern to what you're used to out there. The movie stunk.
Someone doesn't like wide open spaces, eh?
I love wide open spaces.
Eric, what did you like about the movie?
Well, I've watched all of M. Night Shyamalan's work, and he's a hell of a writer in the sense that he will drag you one way and then give you that plot twist at the end.
Yeah, like everybody else in Hollywood does now. You go left, you go right, and there's the guy in the middle with no money going, what do you want from me? It stinks.
It
looks familiar.
Not everybody can be wrong, and you're a hell of a comedian, but apparently you don't know shit about acting.
I know a lot about acting, and I know awful acting, dude. Believe me, I like good actors. I'm disgusted that Jamie Foxx didn't win Best Actor, that he only won Best Actor for a musical comedy. I know a lot about acting.
You've come back.
And every once in a while, Hollywood will surprise you and throw you a twist, because I really thought that Morgan Freeman was going to be the one that died.
Uh-huh.
Well,
All right, now I know.
I just wanted to send the movie a little bit here and say hello to you guys.
Dude,
maybe my words ain't worth much, and that's fine. But,
no, The Village,
all right, Eric.
Dude, The Village was atrocious. The twist, it cheated. The story was so weak and all over the place and boring. That's cornball love story between that dullard Joaquin Phoenix and this stupid blind broad who walks through the woods, and then Adrian Brody at the end escapes because he tried to kill somebody, and then he puts on the red monster suit, and she stands in front of an open hole and then steps away at the right moment, and Adrian Brody runs and falls and dies in the hole. The blind girl found the hole in the woods and knew to step away, so the retard in the monster costume, and this idiot from Nebraska is calling up like it's Citizen Kane. It stunk.
All right, Bob from Jackson wants to defend The Village as well. Go ahead, Bob.
Morning, shit dicks.
How you doing,
Home of the Super Bowl.
Hey, Jimmy, stick to comedy, man. I thought the movie, it was a little frustrating through the middle of it, and toward the end, it just all came together, man. I love that movie.
Yeah, but you know what it seems like to me? Again, not having seen the movie, it seems like a story like that, where the end is the big twist, that you got to then fill up the entire movie with some type of story. Like you could have, all right, it's the 1800s, monsters in the woods. At the end, we're going to show you it's not the 1800s, and go. Now you got to fill it up with what, a crappy love story was in there?
See, the whole thing was, here's what he was trying to do. He was rushing. He thought he had this brilliant plot twist and this amazing ending. So the whole film was basically built to try to justify this thing he probably envisioned, and it was crap. When you look at The Sixth Sense, that was to me great. It was a great movie. It was well written. It was believable. It caught me off guard. It blew me away. This was crap. I wanted to be blown away, and it made me physically ill.
It could have been a half-hour Twilight Zone.
Dude, the Twilight Zone would have done it better. Yeah. They would have done it right. They would have known how to act.
All right, let's go to Chris in New York. Chris, go ahead.
How you doing?
Hey,
Hi,
good,
Chris.
I rented the movie over the weekend. Actually, I bought it.
Yep.
One of my friends recommended it to me, and after I was done washing, I drove by his house and threw it out his window.
Thank you.
It was horrible.
Dude, I bought it too. I'm so aggravated.
That's hilarious. Let's go to Johnny B on Long Island. Johnny B.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Johnny B.
Hi, Cuddle Bunny.
Hi, Johnny B.
Jimmy, I got to defend you 100%. I have never been to a movie where everybody in the movie theater for opening night said, wow, that sucked.
Yeah, that's what I got when I went. Everyone was around me going, I can't, what? That's it?
I got to see it just to see how bad it is.
No,
I'll loan you my DVD.
Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. And don't even bother. Don't even think about seeing Napoleon Dynamite. Don't.
I saw Napoleon Dynamite.
You like?
It was really weird, but it's funny. It's funny. It's a goofy movie.
I mean,
it doesn't really have a real story to it, but the characters are kind of funny enough that it carries it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you watched it a few times, it's one of those movies that if you watch a few times, you'll get certain parts of it that really make you laugh. Yeah.
Trevor in Jersey. Trevor?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
The retard's parents crying at the end after they found out he was dead made up the whole rest of the movie for me. I thought that made the whole movie.
Why, was it funny?
Yeah, you didn't laugh your ass off.
I'm trying to remember.
That Ivy killed a monster in the woods and the parents just started crying their eyes out.
Well, yeah, because they knew it was the retard. But by that point, dude, I was crying with them because I had sat through it. It was horrible.
How did they get around? How did they get around? things like airplanes and stuff.
They tried to cover that. There's a scene. This arrogant ass put himself in a scene because he thinks he's Hitchcock.
He put himself.
I forgot. Yeah, he has to be in all his movies.
And after they realized that it's actually modern times, one of the park rangers is talking to his boss, and he's going like, "Hey man, look, you're only there to guard the preserve. It's some kind of wildlife preserve that we're a couple miles in, and we pay the planes off not to fly over." It was like the cheapest tie-in.
Way out.
Yeah, dude, it was such a cheap, like, let's tie this loose end without any real thought into it.
Yeah.
It stunk.
And the village itself, how big was it about?
Oh, a few houses, five or six houses.
It's like a little village.
So it could have been in there without being detected.
Red was the bad color. Apparently, the entire script was written in it.
How many years had they been there?
Well, I guess the people who started, you have to assume these adult children had been there since childhood or whatever, or adulthood.
Maybe
so
20 years.
20 years.
Yeah,
20
maybe.
years. The elders came in. 20 years.
The elders.
The elders.
All right, one more. James from Connecticut, then we'll move on. Go ahead, James.
Yeah, I agree with you, little Jimmy. That movie
sucked.
My wife bought it, and it made a big thing about it. We're sitting in front of the TV, surround sound. The best part was when she fell in that hole.
Yeah.
It sucked.
Dude, I was so mad I wanted to throw myself in front of a train.
Oh, and to compare it to the Twilight Zone, you just killed the Twilight Zone. That was way better.
Hey, did you see, I tell you what blew me away that I absolutely loved and I thought was going to be overrated. I saw Ray, and I thought that was phenomenal. I didn't expect to like it. I'm like, this will probably be blown out of proportion, but it was great, man.
It was horrible, but I agree with you.
Does he die at the end?
All right, thanks, buddy.
No, but he actually like winks and says, "I can see."
I'm trying to move on.
Another Hollywood twist.
Yeah,
I'm trying to move on, but there's one more here. Let's say hi to Eric. Go ahead, Eric.
Hi, O&A. Love the show. How you doing, Cuddle Bunny?
Hey, what's up, Eric?
I was just calling because the one major plot point that nobody's mentioned so far in that movie that sucked were those boxes of doom that were in every one of the elders' houses.
Oh, yeah.
The boxes of
were
doom.
not hidden. They were not put out of sight. They were right in the middle of everybody's living room.
What is it?
And well, there were boxes of newspaper clippings from their old lives, like boxes of the atrocities that happened to each elder.
Like in real life, every one of them had a loved one murdered or something, and that's why they all banded together and created this little place
perfect
where
society.
There was no crime or real acting or any type of directing or writing. This little magical place where any twist you throw in is going to wrap the audience up into a neat little package.
Their own Nirvana.
Their own excellent point.
They had these boxes out in plain sight, and it was just horrible because nobody even looked in the boxes.
Yeah.
And dude,
that's where they kept everything.
All right.
Anyway, the movie sucked. I'm punching out.
It was just awful. And the monster costumes were horrible.
Yeah, what were they?
Well, it was like a red cloak, because monsters have red cloaks. And a big dumb monster face, and it looked like it had thin branches coming out of its back. It was corny and awful. I saw more believable monsters on Davy and Goliath. They were scarier as claymation than these awful monsters were.
All right. Well, why don't we take a break? We get the point.
A review of The Village states that Shamalama Ding Dong lifted the surprise ending almost directly from 100 Yards Over the Rim, an episode of The Twilight Zone starring Cliff Robertson that originally aired in '61. I remember that one. Ship goes up into space, crashes on some planet. The astronauts kill each other off, or at least one of them is really crazed and killing the other ones off to get their water and supplies so he could live a little longer. And they're looking for any type of stuff to keep them alive, water, a lake, something. And one guy climbs over the rim, looks down and sees a telephone pole and a road and realizes they had crashed back on Earth and they weren't on a distant planet. So kind of similar twist.
Yeah, if you're going to put a twist at the end, just make it believable. Make sure, it's Stephen King talked about it in Misery, where Kathy Bates' biggest complaint in the book was that he cheated on one of the books. Like, he cut to a different point without the logical progression. That's what this did.
So you're saying he should be hobbled?
I absolutely believe that. I hope that M. Night Shyamalan faces a Hummel in the wrong direction. Because actually in the book, and Stephen King is good. In the book, he wasn't hobbled. She took a hatchet and chopped his foot off and then blowtorched the wound.
Nice.
And she also cut off one of his fingers and put it in a birthday cake. In the book was great.
Much better.
Wonderful. All right. Right.
That should happen to him. Except it should be his writing hand put in a cake. So next time he tries to type a twist, you're a dumb Indian and your movie stunk.